Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is Huck and Big Nate.
Oh, that's Chris. Chris.
It's gonna be Chris. Welcome into Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant Six Pack Store. I'm Big Nate. He is Huck,
I am.
and he brought beer.
I did.
And I like sending Huck on the beer runs because it's always an adventure when he comes back here and has the spoils of his trip. And today he brought some spoils.
Yeah, well, today is interesting. I was supposed to be around and going to the good beer store and go shopping, but I wasn't. So I was in the middle of bump, you know what, Egypt, and I went in the I went in where did I go in the Ingles. I said they probably have pick a six pack. Well, they did, but the only six pack you could pick was a Budweiser. So I said, no. I went into the Wally Mart. No. I'm driving down the road. And what do I see? Food City. And I know that the Food City around here,
It's a great
you
selection.
can literally get a beer and walk around. It has a little holder in your cart.
Beautiful. It's the best store.
Now, in Marion, that's not the case. But
They're not quite so
no,
progressive.
but they did have some beers. They had not that many. They probably had 25 to pick from. So I picked just four beers that I hadn't had from their list. And strangely enough, this one is the Steel Reserve 211. And that crisp sound you heard when I opened it is a high end brewery able to buy good aluminum. I mean, this is just a really crisp, solid can. You know, there's craft beer guys, they're buying them from China and they're falling apart. They're all whining about that too, but let's not go there.
I, I find it interesting that this first round is beers you've never had before.
I
'Cause
know.
Steel Reserve's been around, like that was something we would get in college and make sidewalk slammers with. And then I've got hams from the land of sky blue waters. I don't think I'm allowed to say the cost directly, but the price point on this is like super low to buy a six pack of pints. It's like very, very cheap. But this was my, if they don't have Pabst for the longest time, if they don't have Pabst, this was my go-to. So I was very excited to see the hams
I
can come out of the
I
cooler.
may or may not have had a hams. I do not remember having a hams. But I will say that, you know, I think it's in the same family as Labatt,
Yep.
and I'm a big fan of Labatt. Especially if you get close enough. Well, they're both of these beers are Miller Coors, but if you get close enough to Canada for Labatt, they have some interesting brews other than the couple that you usually see. So there's that. I was at a festival up there, New York Blues Fest.
Well, wasn't Strange Brew, wasn't that set in Canada?
Maybe
I think it was. I remember being, it's been a while
was
since I've
that the
seen that movie.
movie about
Yeah,
a
about,
train? No.
no, Strange Brew was about a brewery.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I missed that one. I'll have to put it on my list of
1983, it was
things
Rick
to do.
Moranis
Oh, I love Rick Moranis.
and
Maybe I'll watch that later tonight.
yeah, Dave Thomas, Rick Moranis, and essentially they place a live mount. You'd have to see it, but essentially they trick a beer store. There's a brewmeister, and it goes all over the place. You should probably watch it. It came out in '83.
I'll watch it. Yeah.
Um,
You were just born and I was halfway through my life.
actually, I was 7 years away.
Oh, yeah, we weren't even here yet.
I wasn't
Okay.
here yet.
So, oh, wait, I might have to take this call. Somebody's got my medical insurance.
Uh, oh,
You know, I'm on Medicare, but I'm sure I needed something.
yeah.
And we're not even in the period of time which one could do that. But anyway, back to, you know, Miller makes it right. Remember their advertising campaign. This is actually pretty tasty.
Yeah, and
So this beer is 8%, and it says it's got malted barley, select hops for extra gravity. Okay, well, hops, this is the fact, hops does not add gravity.
no,
But,
not in the
but
least.
extra barley would definitely add some gravity. Yes.
Well, this is water, barley malt, yeast, hops, and my personal favorite. You know your beer's getting serious when you throw corn syrup into the
Oh,
mix.
heck yeah, corn syrup.
Yeah.
America's problem. Everything's got corn syrup.
Yeah, it's pretty daggone gnarly, but Hams is has always been a staple in my it'll do in a pinch.
There you go.
I can't hate, and I love their label is very like obviously hasn't been updated in like
So
30
you were
years.
you were informing me this is an ice beer, which I know what that means. Means that they take the beer and then they freeze it slightly and they pull the ice out, which is water, pure water, and that leaves behind the hops and the barley and the sugar and alcohol. Because alcohol doesn't freeze until it gets really low temperatures.
Mm.
How do I know that? I'm a skier, and you can put a bottle of whiskey in your jacket, and it will not freeze. You can still drink it even at 0 degrees because I've done that. So what else about? Okay, so also Marion has a brewery, 28, 31 degrees, 28 degrees, some kind of degrees, but it's only open on Saturday from 1 to 8. Like, oh, well, that's a little weird. And I actually tried to drive by it, but I couldn't find it. Google didn't know exactly where it was.
Google never knows exactly.
Yeah, well, it took me down some back roads. The campground we were at, Hungry Mother, very nice campground. We first night we just took the time, messed up the reservation, and took a site, and it was okay. We were like, you could see the dam and the spillway, and the water's running because water's high. So then we drove around and we found the other campground, and I thought we wouldn't fit in there, but we did. So we went ahead and picked a site and made a reservation, and we went there the next night, and it was super nice. We're on the creek, little tiny babbling brook, maybe 3 or 4 other people. Everybody there is my age or older. It's like old people village.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to sit there and pass judgment that it's old people village, but you got to consider the time
Yeah,
frame in which you were
weekdays.
there
Yes,
is
in the cold.
primarily people who are going to be like dedicated to it and have time and resources to dedicate to it,
Or
not your working stiff.
or the people that the volunteers, they get to stay there a month. They get free, hookups and campsite. I'm not sure if they get paid. They may or may not get paid something. They give them a golf cart. They get to ride around. I would do that, but I draw the line at cleaning the bathrooms. Not gonna go there.
Yeah, no, I stayed in a situation like that where I had to, and no,
Yeah.
people are foul.
Oh, I was in the restaurant business for years. Yeah.
People are absolutely foul, and
The good thing about when I was up north, like in Delaware, in the restaurant business, they bring people come in and clean the bathrooms. We would hire people. We didn't have to do it like twice a day. We were open 24 hours. So like at 8 in the morning, 8 at night, the crew would show up, clean the bathrooms, and leave.
I'd be willing to pay a premium if I owned a business. I would pay a premium so like I didn't have to like touch the toilets, and I knew that it was gonna get done properly. Because that's the other thing is the people you've got cleaning it
Yeah.
as a restaurant. If you're paying like you're not paying a great wage. You're just not.
No.
So
Well, then
they're going to be less inclined to do a perfect job.
Then the guy or the gal cleans your toilet and then goes and gets your French fries and puts them in the
And
wrapper.
does not wash her hands.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. People are foul, and in the words of the movie Waiting, don't F with the people who bring you your
Well,
food.
when we travel, we have RV, so it's got everything it needs. And it's
We
like
made s'mores
don't
in it once.
we don't go in the bathrooms at the campground. We just don't.
No.
Occasionally, if we got the grandchildren, we'll go up to the take the little kids up to shower at the big shower. But I mean, it's just nasty. I got a new shower head. It leaks.
Well, the shower head. The water's supposed to come out, Huck.
No. You got to take what they call the Navy shower, where you turn on the water, you get all wet, you turn off the water. It's got a little switch. It comes with a switch. Then you shampoo, soap up, whatever parts you care to soap up, which I would suggest most of your parts.
Yes.
And then you turn the water back on and rinse off so that you don't use as much water as you would if you just ran the whole thing all the time.
So when you're staying at RV sites, you're if they've got water, it's like connected to like a hose that is continuous.
You get like a sanitary hose and you hook it to the water, and then there's electric, and you have 3 flavors of electric. We're 30 amp. That's the most common. The big boys have 50 amps, But you can convert a 50 amp to 30 amp, but it's only 25 amps. But don't ask me to go into the details. You go on the internet, just look on any RV site, look at the argument about how much power is coming out of it. The weird thing is the 50 amp and the 30 amp are 120 volts. And the electrician will argue with you, blah, blah, blah. No, the 50 amp has, two sides, 120 makes it the 240. No, they separate it. In the
Yep.
RV, it's separated. It's two separate. So if you have a 50 amp RV, you have two air conditioners. There's one on each circuit. But you can't convince even these electricians unless they're an RV electrician. But it's hilarious. I've been an electrician for 50 years. Well, you're still stupid, dude, because you're not listening. Because there's something about the ground is different to do 120s as opposed to 220.
Never tell you about the electrical engineer for the Winnebago RVs.
No, but I'd love to hear it.
He's Amish.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know. I have a Winnebago,
Yeah.
and it's built by the Amish. How do you put the radio in? How do you put the TV in?
Like,
Somebody explain that to me.
well, that's got to be because you're allowed to do it in that religion. You're allowed to do this stuff.
Right, but where
for
do you
your
find out
career.
how to do it? He never even seen a TV.
There's that, but also like that's the ultimate cheat to your religion. Like you get to sit in the Winnebago that you're putting together and watch TV all day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's kind of a cop out.
And I got to tell you, we've had several different kinds of RVs, Four Winds. There's one called Rely Art, that's trailer spelled backwards. We had Coleman's, but this Winnebago is the SH. You know what? It's just everything in it's built solid. There's a couple places because I'm Mr. Sherlock Holmes observant where the trim doesn't, maybe a quarter inch here and there, but it's all plastic trim. But those things are built right. I just like you say, I'm like, how do the Amish put all? They have all kinds of super electrical stuff. Have slide outs, they have jacks. We pull in literally. I unhook the Jeep or the car, whatever we're pulling. I back into space while I'm sitting in the driver's seat. I push a couple buttons, put on the emergency brake, and it levels out. And then Liz walks back and hits a button, and the slide out comes out. I get out of my seat. I cut everything off. I walk outside. I park the Jeep, and I plug it in. And if I need water, I'll hook the water. But generally, we run with water.
Yeah.
And we're done. 5 minutes. If I have to put the awning out, it takes 7 minutes total to set up camp.
I mean, that's insane.
I watch these people with the trailers, and they come in. They got to unhook them, right? So they get it unhooked. Of course, first they got to back them in. It's hard. And then they have big fights with their significant others. But anyway, they got to take like an impact wrench and run the jacks down and get a level. They're over there like an hour. We've already had 4 or 5 beers by the time they finish. Excuse me. So anyway, but I love RVing.
I honestly, I can't say I blame you.
Yeah. I'm sorry about all you people that aren't retired, but you're not old either. And
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, should we rate these bad boys?
I mean, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, this is one of my go-tos if Pabst Blue Ribbon's not available and I'm just looking for a cheap beer to do its job. So this is not getting a good score as a craft beer. This is getting a good score as
There you go. It's a poo-poo.
Budget is tight and I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 4 1/4.
There you go. Well, like I said, I've never had this. And I mean, first of all, we're doing lagers, the next show. So this is kind of a lager, a Pilsner. But anyway, it's that kind of beer. So, but I'm going to have to give it a pretty good score because it's high alcohol and it's thick. It tastes like a craft beer.
It's the high gravity.
I'm giving it 4.5.
All right, fair enough.
Mark that down and let's play some kind of American song,
American song it is. How about we're an American band?
There you go. That's as American as it gets.
Brewsday Tuesday. I'll be back on 105.3 The Bear.